Welcome to the Toy Rewind Podcast with your hosts, the Brothers Newland. Now, let's talk toys.
And welcome to this week's episode. I am Michael.
I am John.
And I am Andrew, and we are the Brothers Newland. Michael, you said this week's episode. This is a special week. We're dropping 2 episodes this week. Did I forget to tell you guys that?
This is part 1.
This is part one. This is set so this is episode 78, and the next episode will be 79. It's kind of a 2-parter, but it is the first episode of this week, and it's a very special week. So we got a lot to talk about on this. Like I said, we are the Brothers Newland. This is Toy Rewind, and we're here just to talk about some toy lines from our childhood and give all of our listeners a history lesson about the toy lines, how they were created, how they ended up in our house. Those are some bingo squares for you right there. We got all kinds of noises going on. This week
one of those was Ed.
One of those. Oh, already?
Ed Poe. Yeah, he posted something on Facebook, and that was my ding for it. So.
There you go. Shout out to Ed. This week we're rewinding back to 1989. So a little while back in the 80s, barely in the 80s. We're going to learn about one of the smallest toys that have ever been released. So I'm sure everybody knows who it is. This is Polly Pocket, released by Bluebird Toys in '89. So this is going to be a fun episode. It's kind of a small one, right?
Right.
We went there. Yeah, we went there. Small episode.
We've had some small episodes before.
Not small like this, though. Before we can jump into that, John, why don't you give us our social media rundown?
All right. So check our websites out over at toyrewindpodcast.com. You can also look us up on crossthestreamsmedia.com. Over at Cross the Streams Media, if you would like to, you can leave us a voicemail on there, and we'll get back with you on that, and we'll play them on our podcast as we get some. You can email us at toyrewindpodcast@gmail.com. Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch is all Toy Rewind Pod. Facebook and YouTube is Toy Rewind Podcast. As always, make sure to put the podcast on those two to make sure you get the right one and know that it's us. We stream our toy box showcases when we do some. I think we've still got a few to do. We're just trying to catch up with our personal time to get stuff done. We put those on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch as well. And then, as always, check out our podcast bingo over at podcastbingo.com/toy rewind, and let us know if you get a bingo as you're listening to us, if you're playing along.
There's about to be some updates to that over the next month, so check it out. I think Ed will like it. He plays the most out of anybody. I think he'll like it. So again, shout out to Ed.
He's probably been like, "Hey, you need more squares. These are all the same."
I'm actually going to make it to where people can suggest squares just directly on there, and they'll send them directly to me, and they'll drop in, and they'll be ready to go. So lots of fun. A lot more interaction. Maybe we're going to try to get in there. So before we rewind, I got a question for you guys. Have y'all heard about this life debate that's been happening over the last week or so? Whether there are more doors or wheels in the world?
I heard something about that.
So, and the reason I bring this up is because it affects our podcast. We talk about this a lot because they're saying the wheel people are counting Hot Wheels and Lego wheels and doors, Lego doors, and a Hot Wheels door if it's considered a door if it opens, right? So there are doors on the cars that open. Some of them they don't have, but still have 4 wheels or 3 wheels or however many. So I wanted to get you guys' take and see what you guys thought. Are there more wheels? Are there more doors in the world?
Probably more doors because there's houses and stuff that have doors.
And there's office buildings.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that don't have wheels.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of that don't have wheels but have doors. But then you have motorcycles and stuff and wagons and stuff that have wheels that don't have doors. So
How many doors do you have in your house, Michael? And remember, this counts like cabinet doors.
I got way too many.
There's too many to count, right?
Yeah, I mean I
How
can
many-
count them, but
So
I ain't got
Michael's
that
house
many.
also
Now,
has wheels.
I was about to say Michael's a special exception because he's got so many wheels in his house. Also,
Well,
now,
yeah,
John,
he's got all
John,
that too.
how
but,
many doors do you have in your house, John? How many wheels do you think you have in your house?
I,
What kind of chair are you sitting on, John?
yeah, it's got wheels.
How many wheels does it have on the bottom of it?
2, 4, 6, 8. I think 10.
Yep,
'Cause-
because it's a
'cause each
two-wheel
one-
system. It's a two-wheel system. So mine is I use rollerblade wheels on the bottom of my chair, so it's only one wheel. But so you've got office chairs, so many office chairs in the world that in the offices that have all these wheels with all the doors in the office buildings. I don't know. I honestly have no idea.
I think it's
I've-
a stupid debate.
I've heard. I think it's a great debate. It's amazing, just for the fact that people are acknowledging the doors and wheels of all the toys, and they're like, "Yeah, those are.
It's a wheel.
It's a wheel,"
Mhm.
and I love it because we talked about both Hot Wheels and look at that mouse wheel. Yeah, John's got all kinds of stuff here. He's just throwing at us.
Yeah.
So you got wheels in your games behind you, maybe, John.
I'm sure we do.
I don't know. So you guys don't have a preference that you guys don't think? You don't know which one it is?
It's not that I don't know. I don't care for that.
This is this is like the white and gold and the blue and black dress or whatever from like 10
Why
years
are you
ago.
debating on dresses.
No. Yeah, it's a picture. It's one picture. Some people see it as white and gold. Some people see it as blue and black. You've never seen this picture, John?
No, I'm guessing not.
My gosh, you need to get at least a little bit into the world.
I mean, if we want to have that debate on colors, let's put Jackson in the mix.
No, Jackson doesn't count because he's colorblind. So he doesn't know what colors he's looking at.
But he does.
I mean, he may know what colors they are, but like it's going to still be different for him anyways. So
Yeah,
some
it's
people
really, it's really good to get him to actually tell you what colors he thinks he really sees, or what colors he sees, but he knows what, like he knows the sky's blue, but to him it's purple. So
that's just weird. I
Right.
see the dress mostly as white and gold. So I think it's weird that people
see a
like
dress.
that eyes are. I didn't put it up. That I think just the fact that eyes are different like that, people can see different colors. I think it's crazy. So all about it. Okay. All right. So since you guys don't have an opinion, I was hoping you'd have a nice, good conversation about this. How many doors or wheels are in the world?
There's a bunch of both of them. Let's
You
do
should-
that.
You should start asking people at work, Michael, what they think.
Yeah.
Okay, as a listener, if you're listening to this, what do you think? Send us a message and let us know. Since John and Michael don't have an opinion anymore, what do you think? Are there more doors? Are there more wheels in the world?
In my little world here, I've got more wheels than I have doors. So
oh yes, you do.
yeah, you definitely do. All right. Well, I guess with that, we will rewind and get into it. Michael, you ready?
let's go. All right. So, like Andrew said, we rewound to 1989. Well, let's go a little bit further back to 1983 real quick. So we're talking about Polly Pocket. So Polly Pocket was designed by Chris Wiggs for his daughter Kate back in 1983, and was licensed by Bluebird Toys from 1989 until Mattel acquired both Bluebird Toys and Polly Pocket in 1998. So this Chris Wiggs, he wanted something for his daughter, just something he came up with. He said he just wanted a small little doll playset that they can go like a little dollhouse, whatever, that can fit in a pocket and go on. So he got a compact makeup thing.
A makeup compact?
Yeah. And then you open it up and he made like a little dollhouse inside there. And then he designed this little doll, about less than an inch tall, that could fit in there. And then he licensed that idea to Bluebird Toys. to sell, to reproduce and sell. So
I saw a picture. I was trying to find a picture of it because I did see a picture of it the other day.
Yeah, I don't
and
remember.
now
I saw
can't
it too, but I
find
don't
it.
remember.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Found it. Tab.
And you can tell like the little things inside there that make up the rooms and everything. You can tell they're kind of like little.
It's like, it looks like
whatever
cardboard.
You call that little board. Yeah, it's like cardboard.
Is it?
But there's that wood that's really thin that you use for.
Yeah, like models and stuff.
Yeah, models and stuff that looks like you might have used. I can't remember that term, the name of that, but yeah, you got like a little bedroom, a little kitchen, like a little living room area. So yeah, it's a pretty cool little thing. And then you have the little doll, little figure right there in the middle of this picture. So a little figure stands there.
It's a very interesting idea just to come up with, hey, I have this makeup compact and I'm gonna put a dollhouse in it.
Yeah,
I think it's done to where he would find a way to keep his daughter occupied.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure.
I mean, you can just pull this out.
You just take it. You fit it in your pocket and you take it anywhere you want.
Yeah.
So, so a little information on Bluebird. So Bluebird Toys was founded in 1980 by Torquil Norman. It was a British toy company that hit it big in the early 80s with container doll houses, which broke away from the traditional architectural style of doll houses in favor of light and colorful family home. So the first of which was the Big Yellow Teapot House. So it was bright colored. It was shaped different than your normal doll house. That's kind of what they started out doing. So later products were the Big Red Fun Bus, the Big Jumbo Fun Jet, a la carte kitchen, Lucy Locket, which is actually a larger version of Polly Pocket. Yeah, there's a picture of
This is a big yellow teapot.
It's just a big yellow teapot that had a house inside of it, pretty much. So you got little furniture and stuff, little figures in there. Let's see. There was also this company also invented the plastic lunchbox. So if you remember growing up, I do growing up, we had the metal lunch boxes, and then all of a sudden the plastic ones started showing up, replacing the metal ones, and so and it was this Bluebird Toys that invented that. More durable, than the metal ones. If the metal was bent, then it was about done for. Then you got these plastic ones that wouldn't dent or anything like that. You can put a sticker on the front of it instead of actually, if you know the metal,
they're molded.
They're molded because you got the contour of the picture on the front and back of it. So the plastic ones was just all plastic, and then you put a sticker on it with whatever you want on it, whatever they were selling at the time.
I never knew that was Bluebird. That's interesting.
Yeah, and I remember seeing that Bluebird name on some of these plastic ones. So yeah. So by the end of the 80s, Bluebird started to struggle, but with the license deal of Polly Pocket in 1989, and then later Mighty Max introduced in 1992, the company was back up by 1993. However, the second half of the 90s saw a lull in sales, and then stocks dropped. And in 1998, after a couple of attempts of a hostile takeover by some other people, 1998, Mattel swooped in and acquired Bluebird and integrated the Bluebird products into their own lines. So Mattel was already involved with Bluebird because they held a distribution agreement for Polly Pocket throughout the 90s in the U.S. So Mattel pretty much saved. Well, I mean, they took over that, but the whole company was about to be gone completely if Mattel didn't step in. So
I like the hostile takeovers. So there's going to be a mutiny. Somebody's trying to take over, and
So
Whoever thought like hostile takeover for a dollhouse company? Like, okay, maybe some toy companies, but like you think the dollhouse companies, everybody's nice and friendly, and it's all
you
good
see
there.
the toy pirates marching into the dollhouse. Well, hey, we just take over. Some
Mattel,
mutiny.
it's Mattel, taking over. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, they ended up doing it, but
yeah. But they offered severance pay for those that didn't get to transfer over to Mattel headquarters and stuff like that. So
well, that's always nice.
they took care of the people, whereas I think whoever was trying to take over the company wouldn't be able to do that. So, but it's still not a good thing. But I guess it was for certain people. But yeah. So I'm sure there's some people that got the short end of the stick on that
Yeah,
deal anyway.
I'm sure
Anything
there are.
like that, you're going to have somebody that's not going to be happy with it. So.
Having been involved on both sides of hostile takeovers before for media companies, yeah, it can be pretty crazy.
I don't think I've ever been part of a hostile takeover.
I haven't either. So
You guys,
You worked for the same company for 30
it's a great
years.
experience.
almost 28.
It's one of those
27,
things
28.
you can't live without that experience, man.
So
luckily, I was not screwed over in either one of those.
that's good.
So I was good.
Yeah. So the original Polly Pocket toys were plastic cases that opened to form a small dollhouse or other playset with a figure less than an inch tall. The figure folded in the middle. It was wasn't like waist bending at the waist. It was just like the whole middle part of the body was a hinge, and it was just kind of funny looking when it folded. So
you can see these here that I'm showing. It's just like, it's not at the waist. It's like just the whole waist. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, the whole middle part of the, and then they have a circular base molded to the feet, which slotted into holes in the house or playset, allowing them to stand securely at particular points in the house or playset. With that flat bottom, inside the playsets, they had little round circular things where you can place your figure, your little Polly Pocket figure, throughout the house, and she'll stand there or whatever. So. Figures were so small that some were enclosed and they came out with pendants or large rings that would fold open, and your little doll, Polly Pocket doll, would fit inside there, and you can carry them around or whatever. Like I said, they were less than an inch, and if you folded them over a little bit, they were smaller than that.
Yeah.
And let's see, like I said, 1998. Mattel redesigned Polly Pocket. The new doll was larger and more lifelike, and the following year introduced a Fashion Polly, which were a 3 3/4 inch line. So they were that inch tall, less than an inch tall for 89 all the way through 1997. While Bluebird was in, and then when Mattel took over, they actually redesigned her. And then made it a little larger, a little more lifelike, and then they went more towards the fashion doll era. You can, they got Barbie and several other fashion dolls in Mattel. So that's kind of the way they started going from 98 and 99. Like I said, the new Fashion Polly line were a 3 3/4 inch. This is where Polly Pocket starts to become more of a fashion doll, like I just said. This line uses unique poly stretch rubbery clothes that could be put on and taken off. So these were kind of a soft plastic rubbery type material that would stretch over if you wanted to change the fashion of your Polly Pocket doll. In 2002, Mattel stopped producing the smaller Polly Pockets completely and just stuck with the larger ones. 2004, the Polly Pocket Quick Click line was introduced. This line was a line that used magnets to click the clothes onto the figure. There's one play set where you put your Polly Pocket doll on there, and you press a little lever or button, and it swirls her into the changing room, where you have the new clothes set up. And then when she spins back out, the new clothes are on her, because all they do is she goes in there, clicks the magnets together, and back out. So there's it's just a really quick thing. But there was a problem with this. In 2006, 4.4 million playsets were recalled due to children swallowing loose magnets. And this was in the U.S. So apparently, y'all don't ever hear any other recalls happening outside of the U.S. There probably are, but usually it starts here. So
it's because those countries
know if our kids are just not as bright as some other countries, but I don't know. It's just
because swallow the magnet so I can see if stuff sticks to me.
I guess so. Maybe they just think about it. Maybe they're too smart and try to figure things out. I don't know.
Tear your intestine out.
All right.
Yeah. So anyway, that's so they had to recall because of the magnets. Kids swallowing magnets. So there was a relaunch in 2010 that saw the doll staying the same size, but Mattel increased like the foot size, the head size, the leg size. So they kind of overpronounced some of the features on the doll.
It stayed the same size, yet they made everything bigger.
The dimensions, the same height. It was still 3 3/4, but they made some of the head a little bit bigger than what it was. So it kind of over exaggerated
3 3/4.
It's the G.I. Joe. It's like
it's the G.I. Joe. These are 5-inch. That's right.
Yeah, okay. Your turtles are 5-inch.
Yeah.
So
I was trying to get a good scale. Yeah, you're so G.I. Joe. They're like this. Yeah. Okay.
So 3 3/4 inch is the G.I. Joe size, and Star Wars size. So, this new proportions to her, but gave her a little funky look. So it didn't go over too well with fans of the line. This also saw the introduction of cutants in this line as well, which are inanimate objects crossed with animals. So there was like a water drop that looked like a cat or something like that. And I X'd out them. I don't remember which side I was looking at. I saw pictures of it. But it was they're just weird looking animal crossed with inanimate objects.
Looking to see if I can find it.
So it was just kind of a weird line in the Polly Pocket history. So while Andrew's looking for that, I'm going to we'll move on to the next. So 2012, Polly Pocket was discontinued in the U.S., but was still available for a while in Europe and South America, and then eventually only sold in Brazil up until the new reboot of the line in 2018. So just a couple of years ago, Mattel completely rebooted it. So the new reboot goes back to what the original line was intended back in the 90s. Although not quite as small, these are a little different in that there are no slotting holes for the figure to stand in. Instead, the doll is made out of a flexible plastic that sticks to certain surfaces, but also bends so that it can sit in a chair or whatever you want to do with it. You can pose it in different ways as well. So,
okay, so I found these images. I found this.
So the cutant, so there's one that looks like a pig that's shaped like a hamburger. And this other one we're looking at, what is that supposed to be like a?
I think it's a chicken and it's French
chicken
fries.
It looks like French fries. Yeah.
Shouldn't it be a cow as a hamburger?
Yeah, it just looks like a. Yeah,
or is this supposed to be a McRib?
Might be. Yeah.
It's not quite the right shape. It looks like a hamburger, but should it be a McRib? Oh my god, I'm gonna start crying because it's so funny.
So these animals are kind of weird looking. And it was just a weird.
A giraffe as a drink, a hippopotamus as a. It looks like a cupcake, but like not a tall cupcake. Like maybe it's a pie. That makes sense.
Yeah. Oh,
it's a bird as a water droplet, Michael.
Okay, it's the bird in the water droplet. Okay, I can remember. There was a cat one, but I don't remember what it was.
A parakeet is like a can of soda.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Ice cream snail and it looks like a ice cream scoop caterpillar. Okay. A carton of milk is the cow. All right.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah.
I'll go with that. And so we're gonna say that the pig is supposed to be a McRib.
Okay, we'll say that. So
Yeah, we'll go. That makes more sense. Okay,
Uh,
go ahead. Keep going.
so that's the timeline of this Polly Pocket lines. Like I said, they started out small, and then Mattel took over and made them larger. And then just a couple of years ago, 2018, they went back to small again. So although they're not quite as small, but they are small.
So Mattel screwed them up, screwed them over.
They wanted to follow the fashion doll buzz of Barbie and all those lines like that. So they had to make them larger to do the clothing type stuff, the accessories and stuff like that. So they can they try to, the accessories, they make more money off of that stuff than they do the actual doll.
Yeah,
that's why Barbie was so successful. Was you buy the doll, and then you spend all your money on all the accessories. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'm really sad that Mattel tried that and they kind of screwed it up. Because I mean, I like Polly Pocket. I think this is a genius idea. Like, I was not the demographic for Polly Pocket per se, but like to have something small like this is something that you can play with, and it's all like encased in this little makeup or this small little compact is amazing. It's a great idea.
Yeah, I know.
So-
Megan was a big fan of them. She liked them, and she's actually got some of the new ones that she's been able to find here.
You need to try to find that original one for her, John. See how much that cost.
Yeah. She keeps telling me to, and I'm like, no.
Go make one.
Get her to get some pics of it. Something I need to go back for last episode with the Weeble Wobbles, the Weebles. Rainey has the Pooh Bear one from that Sears exclusive somewhere.
So
and as soon as we find it, I'll shoot pictures and post pictures on the website and Instagram and all that. But
yeah, we need some of the ones of the new Polly Pockets. We know they're new and it's fine.
Yeah, we know that.
Well, still toys.
We'll get pictures of them.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about a couple of these play sets.
Can you tell me which ones you want to talk about?
Click on 89 and we'll talk about the Beach House. I think it's the first one there.
Beach House.
It's shaped like a shell, a seashell.
Yep.
And you open it up, and inside you have the bottom part. Looks like it has a little, I guess it's supposed to be the ocean or whatever, a little lake. Well, at the front, when you walk in, there's a little gate that walks across a little bridge that's over a little lake, and it goes to a little green, grassy area. And if you look at the bridge actually
broken.
has a broken plank on it.
The detail of that with the broken plank is that's funny.
Mm-hmm. And then the top part that lifts up and is upright is her house. So
that's
you
the beach
have,
house.
Yeah. So the bottom level it's got 3 levels. So the bottom level is like a dining area. It's got little chairs and a table. Next one looks like a bedroom. And then your top level, it's got another little bedroom and a bathroom. So you've got the little sink and everything in it. But if you look at these, you look how detailed these are. Every little centimeter of these things, I say an inch, but they're only a couple inches tall anyway.
Yeah.
Every little millimeter of these, there's some kind of detail in them. That's how detailed they are. They're all painted. Everything is just detailed, and it's crazy how detailed they are on this.
It's a little interesting to me that they did do some things with these when they made them that the original ones that he made for his daughter had like ramps that went from floor to floor.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to like just drop, like pretend that they got there, like they could walk up those or whatever.
Yeah.
And then also they did make these slightly larger than the compact. Like they're just a little bit bigger, not much bigger, but they're a little bit bigger, which probably helps to get more of these details in here.
And the whole idea of this is to take this dollhouse with you anywhere you go. You fit in your pocket,
and they still fit. Like
much.
they didn't make them too big that they don't fit originally. But they did make them a slightly larger. But they did take some of the details at like the ramps that go up, which allows them to stuff more details into these.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know where you would put the ramp between some of these and the little benches for the dining room. That's cool.
And if you look at some of these larger, there are some larger play sets as well. They do have like ramps and stuff that can take you from level to level. So,
yeah. All right, so these two little figures. Let's talk about these two little figures. We got Polly wearing a red dress with some blonde curly hair, and we got Wee Willie.
Wee Willie,
who I thought he was wearing a construction hat that apparently has blonde hair. Has a yellow shirt and some blue pants on. But yeah, I thought he was wearing like a construction hat or something.
Yeah, it looks like a construction because it's just flat. Yeah,
it's just flat all the way around. So,
and this original Polly Pocket, she has more of she always has the yellow hair or blonde hair, but it's always a bob type short curly hair. There's a few of the figures that have a ponytail. And then when they actually kind of changed up the look of them, kind of in, was it 97 or so, she started having a little bit longer hair. Or 98 when Mattel took over, definitely changed it to a ponytail, kind of like the Barbie doll ponytail is what it went to. But the first iteration of this is more of a short hair, curly blonde hair is what it is.
So I pulled up one from 92. This one's specific because this one's a little bit smaller. This is the
little Lulu speedboat ring case.
Yeah, there it is. Okay.
No, it's
that's.
I was reading something different.
Hold on. Okay, so I went to 92, and it's where'd it go? Or was it 90? 91? Oh, that was 91. It was Lulu and her speedboat. That's what it's called.
Okay, Lulu and her speedboat.
So it's a little smaller. It's 2.5 by. It's basically 2.5 inches by 2.25 inch, right?
Yeah.
So it's a little bit smaller. You've got Lulu with this one, and she is she's got brown hair, still in the bob kind of shortcut, with what is this, like a white and purple painted dress or something.
It's probably a swimsuit. Yes,
or swimsuit, something that makes sense. Her place, like I said, it's a lot smaller. It has a little spot for a little dolphin.
Yeah, you got the dolphin accessory with it. Yeah,
there's a little boat that you can get to go with this one. But the bottom part is designed a lot differently than the other one because you don't have a little gate that takes you into it. It's just kind of flat, and then the top is just one room.
Yeah, and if you look at it. The little ring that you see, this comes with a ring because it's actually like a little ring box, and it'll slide down that little slot right there in the bottom of the
in the bottom of it, yeah,
in the bottom of the container, and you close it up, and it contains that ring. So, and then the dolphin is a little accessory piece that comes in and out, and you can see where it actually fits at in the water part of the little play set and everything. And when you put all that in there and close it up, and it holds everything inside that container. So
cool.
But
this one's kind of cool. I just, because this one's square, it's kind of showing they're all a little different. Let's look at one in 92. They've kind of got a little fancy here. Shall we look at the jeweled forest? These have a jewel on the top of them.
There's actually a jewel inside of it too when you open them up.
Oh, look, there is a jewel inside of it. So this looks like a little tree house. There's a squirrel that comes with it. And this has, the squirrel's name is Scamper, or Nibble.
AKA
we're back
Nibble.
Yeah, we're back to having Polly in here. She's wearing a little green dress. But the bottom, it looks like the floor of a, like a forest. It's got a little like mushrooms and a little pond in there, or a little river. With you're back to having the door on this one. This one has a little swinging gate, and then it looks like there's a jewel right in the middle of a mushroom or
Yeah, the mushroom
toadstool.
actually opens up,
Yeah,
and there's a jewel inside of it. Yeah.
and then the top part of it looks like a little treehouse with a bed that stretches across the top of it, a swing, and then a chair and a little table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they're fitting a lot into these things. I got to say, there's a lot of detail.
Yeah. Let's look at something a little bit bigger. I know there's some houses and stuff where the house folds up and you can get. Let's look at. Go to 94 and we will look at the Light Up Hotel. Let's look at that.
The Light Up Horse Hotel. No, that's a horse house. Sorry. There it is. I had to find it.
Yeah.
Got the Light Up Hotel here.
Mm-hmm.
Much larger here.
Mm-hmm.
You've actually got, this is not a compact. I mean, you've got things that are compact inside of it because the Polly Pockets are still the same size, but it's much larger.
Yeah, because this one, when you get it all closed up, it actually looks like a house or a hotel. And then the top of it folds out and the side folds out, and you have a whole interior part that you have your play set in. So, this one has,
you've got the top that, or like the main area that folds back, and what it does, so you get, it looks like a main floor, then a staircase that goes up to, and it looks like
it goes up to a bedroom.
So there's a bedroom, and then I can't tell what that other room is. Like,
there's a bathroom with a sunken tub.
Oh, okay, that's what that is. A sunken tub. That makes more sense. I was just like, I can't tell what that, like, it looks weird. And then underneath that looks like maybe a kitchen.
Yeah. This is I picked this one to look at because this is one of those that have, some of these actually have action features to them. And this one, you turn the fountain and a little duck moves around in the water. So if you look in the left-hand bottom corner of this, you see a little fountain. There's a white duck in there that goes side to side. When you turn that little fountain that's in that water side to side, the duck actually moves too.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of little things like this in a lot of these bigger sets that actually you spin a certain knob somewhere on there. Like this is the water fountain, and there's something else action happens. So this one actually comes with 4 figures. You got Polly Pocket, you got a Melanie, you got a Rachel, and you got an Eve figures as well. So. And this one comes with a light up chimney, or you push a button on the chimney and it lights up the hotel. So this one comes with lights too. So
all kinds of stuff on this one.
Yeah.
So. All right, John, pick a year. Let's look at another one. One more.
Let's go 95.
Let's go 95. Oh, these have books. These are interesting. So let's look at one of these books.
There you
go. Glitter Island here. Obviously it looks like I guess it's a small looking book. I like Glitter Island. They're taking off of, Treasure Island here. The name of it. It is pink. It's got a little clasp on it. You open it up and lay it down. It looks like you get another beach scene. And then a house that looks like some leaves in front of the little house. But it's not like you're inside the house very much on this one. You can get in there. But the most of it's just like most of it just kind of looks like it's the beach and then like this forest type thing. So like an island, I guess.
Yeah.
You have a tiny Polly with blonde hair, wavy. She's got blonde waved hair with looks like a lei around her head or a bandana or something. She's also barefoot in this one. And you get a tiny Lily who has red hair. With a little green dress on. So interesting. You also get a Shelly the turtle, which is lime green. You have one of those, Michael? You need to get one of those.
Yeah, I guess so.
And a Coco the monkey.
Coco the monkey. And then it comes with a canoe as well.
Yeah, it comes with a canoe.
A couple of things this one does, like I said, the action feature. This one has one as well. The hammock swings on this one, so you can kind of swing it back and forth while your Polly Pocket figure can sit in it while it swings back and forth. So
Where's the Oh, there it is. It's underneath the trees here. Okay.
yeah.
I didn't see it. I was looking for it. I was like, I don't see the hammock. Yeah. Oh, and the treasure chest opens up.
Mm-hmm.
So these are, I gotta say, like I said, Polly Pocket. It's a genius idea.
Mm-hmm.
I love this whole thing. Like I said, I'm not the demographic for this, but I love Polly Pocket. That it makes sense, and it's one of those kind of toys that we should make more of. We should come up with new ideas like this and let them kind of flourish out. So let's rank this real quick. Where you guys put this on your list?
To me, Polly Pocket's probably, it's not high on my list, but there's a lot of little girls that grew up with this and everything. So it is a staple of our, of the toy world. And it's still, they still have them around. They haven't completely gone or faded out, gone away or anything. Mattel just keeps kind of redoing them. I would put this probably, let's put this at number 11 for me.
Number 11 for Michael.
Yeah.
John.
I think I'm going to go a little bit higher because, they were up there. People really liked them. I remember seeing them and stuff. We didn't have Polly Pocket, but I'm going to put it up there next to the Troll Dolls. I'm going to put it at 6.
Oh, John's going 6.
Wow.
Look at John. Good job, John. I'm going 8, pushing Popples down. Like I said, this is one that I really like. I like this idea. It's a genius thing. They were everywhere. Great marketing for these things. Just I'm not the demographic for specific Polly Pockets, but they're a great toy. So I'm going number 8 on this one. And we will come back to this in our next episode as we talk about the next one here in a few minutes. But before we do that, we have our new segment. Kind of new. It's going to change this week, but our newest segment, we'll call it our newest segment. There we go. Did Larry have it? And this being Polly Pocket, what do you guys think?
I'm going to say no on Polly Pocket.
I'm going to say no.
You're going to say no. All right. So good thing about this is we have Larry's answer. So let's see what Larry has to say, if he had it or not.
Hey, guys. Oh, wait. That was on brand. Hey, it's Larry from the STS guys. So this week's episode is about Polly Pocket. And you want to know if I had any Polly Pockets. No, I didn't have any Polly Pockets.
No Polly Pockets from Larry. I do want to say thanks to Larry. Shout out for dropping us that voicemail. We're going to be hearing from him pretty often now with our new segment, letting us know if he had these or not. I really wish we were doing this from the beginning because there's so many that we've done that we know that he had. So no Polly Pockets for Larry, which I think he's kind of like us, just not the right demographic.
Right.
So, all right. Anything else we want to add about Polly's?
Now, I'm just going back and looking at this and doing some research on this and a little bit on our next episode as well. I'm just amazed at how much detail these things have in them. The original line that was from 89 to 97, all the little the miniature doll houses that, growing up, we had Micro Machines, and the Micro Machines kind of started that boom of miniature pieces like that. And they were pretty detailed. You knew what certain cars were by looking at those. Galoob did a good job on that. But looking at this from what Bluebird did with this line for the details, and then like I said, we were talking about the couple of little features in them, little action features. Now there's even more. The bigger sets have more little action features, and it's just simple things, but it's just cool how they can get so much detail in such a small space like that.
You say Smitey.
He did say Smitey.
I was just like, was small and tiny, and I said Sminy.
You tried to play that off too. You didn't think we
Yeah.
would hear it.
So just a small, tiny play set. You have everything that you need for a dollhouse in a 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch play set.
It's I honestly want to say it's a little ridiculous that they can get that much detail into those things.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's amazing all at the same time, but honestly, it's a little ridiculous that they can do that.
Yeah.
So, all right, anything you want to add onto that, John, before we wrap this one up?
I'm good.
All right, Polly Pocket. It is a great little toy. If you
And
grew up
the
having them.
original, and we didn't talk about pricing or anything, but which I didn't see any prices originally, but the original sets made by Bluebird are now pretty valuable because they're harder to find. So,
Yeah.
And they're all from the UK that was distributed by Mattel in the US. So
Yeah.
but it's but yeah, if you find an original one from 89 to 97, if you can find a good price, pick it up. If you're a collector of these, whatever, that's where you're.
Hey, if you're not a collector and you get a decent price,
Yeah, and if
Think
you
about
have them,
call us.
if you have them, send us pictures of it. We'd love to see your pictures. We'd love to hear if you had these, what your stories. Like Larry did, he sent us a voicemail over on crossthestreamsmedia.com, and we were able to play it. We'd love to play your stuff, your thoughts on any toy lines or whatever, if you've got them. So anybody that has a thought, send us a voicemail. We'd love to play it. Get you guys on the podcast here, because it'd be great. Nice to hear some different things. So let us know. With that, if you go over to Cross the Streams Media, that's where we've got a lot of our stuff there. You can also check us out on ToyRewindPodcast.com. All of our episodes are toy reviews from new toy line or new toys that we're dropping as article size there with some photo galleries. Also, our toy rankings that we just did with this one. Was that a phone?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We need to add that, like just a bingo card that just has phone noise on it. See how many times you can black it out. So be sure to do that. Also, you can drop us the voicemail over on Cross Streams Media. While you're there, check out some of our partner podcasts, including The Art of the Boar, Front Row Negative, or sorry, let's see, The Art of the Boar, I can't talk. The Art of the Boar, the Dan Aykroyd podcast, the Burnt Riddles and Charles Bronson podcast, Beering Ain't Easy, the STS guys, shout out to Larry, the Secondary Heroes, Three Beers and a Mic, the Dorksman, and Front Row Negative. So with that, I do want to say, if you're listening to this, my episode with the Dorksman would just dropped yesterday as this is dropping. And so go check it out if you want to hear about what I thought about the Batman. If you haven't seen it yet, don't listen. I don't care. There's lots of spoilers in that. And then check out Front Row Negative, because Michael had an episode on Front Row Negative. I had an episode on Front Row Negative, and we're just waiting. We are days away from hearing John's episode. They recorded. You said that y'all recorded last night, John?
Yeah, we recorded last night.
Yeah. So we are. The best part about this is I listened to Michael's, and then I did mine. I'm waiting to hear John's, because
I listened to both of y'all's.
I'm pretty sure he asked all of us the same question, and I know Michael's story, I know my story, and I'm waiting to hear John's story.
How we started,
how this podcast got started. So I love how he did all three of us separate and kind of got the same information. So I'm excited about that episode, John. I can't wait till it drops. So check that out.
I mean, I warned him. I was like, I'm nowhere as near as interesting as my other two brothers.
I don't think that's true. I think we're all just as interesting in our own little ways. So you guys got a good episode out. I can't wait to hear it. So be sure you check those out. And then, like I said, Cross Streams Media leaves the voicemail. We'd love to do that, and we're so happy to be a part of that podcast group. So, anything else we want to add? Anything?
Nope.
Good.
Nothing about Polly Pocket. All right. Well, then on behalf of the Brothers Newland here at the Toy Rewind podcast, we'll talk to you soon, and play on.
You've been listening to the Toy Rewind podcast. Follow and join in the conversations at toyrewindpodcast.com.